very much for inviting me, and I'm so excited to do things. I have so much to tell you, and I have a program made, and I hope that also people who cannot draw are after this session will think, okay, visualization is just a tool for me to express myself, just like speaking and talking. Let me introduce that with a drawing, of course, and a pen. We think that communication, effective communication is like talking, of course, one of the things, or like writing, typing messages to each other. But we think that drawing is one of the skills you can do too. What happens when you talk too much or too loud? Sometimes it happens that your voice is not heard, or you are in a meeting and you think you understand each other, but everybody is going out of the room with all different tasks in mind. Other thing is that people are trying to put things in a report or typing a lot, many words, and I'm a little bit allergic to words, because that's why I think I started with to express myself visually. So what happens? There is how do you call this, with these drawers where a lot of these papers go in and they will never read it again. What opportunity it would be if you can just make in one paper a visual summarize, or the next steps, or your biggest insight, to give that to the people, that they have a capture of what everything you had said to communicate further. Okay. For this, you need a skill, and it's important, I think, to learn the visual skills. I'm going to learn your visual skills. It's a big hurdle. I think, I don't know how many of you are here who cannot draw, who think they cannot draw. Raise some hands. Oh, I do not see a lot of hands. Okay, we are, oh, okay. Thank you, Rajesh. Okay. Back to the first one. The power of making yourself clear or express yourself is, as I said, is here. And I'm going, I have slides, so I will go to the slides with the program, but I will say it now also. I'm going to show you how you can make a visual combined icon with your story in mind, or your sentence in mind, or your context in mind. The other thing is that I'm going to share a different collaboration work platforms like Jamboard and like Miro, for example, just to see how you can co-create with different, exactly in these times, especially in these times when you are all virtually not together. So what is visual thinking? Visual thinking is a way to organize your thoughts and to improve your ability to think or to communicate. That's easy because it's a natural skill. We think that, it's like, as I have done it here, it's a natural process for thinking or just exploring ideas and learning. Okay, I have prepared some slides, so let me please go to that, and then we'll go to the first part, and it's the drawing part. That's the nicest part. I can. Let me see, is this one? Yeah. So, this one we already spoke of. Now, thank you, Pius, from the introduction. Our two books, because I'm not, I have a team here. We work together. We have done so much sessions and so much trainings that we have gathered this into the books, and it's all our knowledge, and we want to share this, just to make the world a little bit better and more visionary. We're also very proud that visual thinking is already in 10 languages translated, and a sneak preview, well, not a preview, just a scope. In February, there will be a new book. It's an icon library, and there will be a new workbook. It's more about how can we organize our meetings. Okay, well, the impact of visual thinking, well, I'm going to annotate. That's nice. Let me draw something. To the point, I think that when you are, I don't like this one. I want a bigger pen. Yeah, here it is. When you are drawing, can you imagine when you are all at a table or in a restaurant? Can you imagine being in a restaurant, and that there is a paper cloth from paper? So I always grab my pens and I'm just doodling a bit or making, well, things, the complexity or where we are talking about. I'm trying to break them down into little pieces, and this is the very much way, because I think that it's a really, wait, I'm just going back, really a good way to interact with each other, to co-create with each other. You expand your creativity. You can build on each other's ideas. If there are any hidden links, no, in a drawing, it will not be hidden anymore, because your own insights, your own focus is in that drawing. Yeah. We'll go out. A small difficulty with my pen. It's every time happening. Just a moment. Here. Let's go to the next slide. And let's clear all drawings. Yeah. Okay. So what can we do as Bureau Brand? We are from Bureau Brand, and of course that's my back name, but we are with a big team now. You can see them at the bottom, and we help organizations to accelerate their changes, or well, by following visual programs. It's such fun making them and doing them, and create one picture of your solution or a vision session. That sort of things we can help, and I think our books will help you to do the same as well. Therefore, we have 3 labels. The visual thinking is, of course, the overall well, mission for us, but we have a visual design studio. We can make praatplaten. We say that in Dutch. It's more a discussion visualization to make things more clear. We have the academy, where we have a lot of trainings, and the trainings is of course the fundamentals, which are we're going to experience in a while, but also the advanced ones I will show you later. And we have the facilitation, the 4 sessions which are talking about visual facilitation around business. Oh, that's great to have news, because we have in Asia, we have partners. Maybe they can unmute themselves if they are here, but not the food. For Eastern Europe, there is Andre, and for the USA, there's Marlies. If they are, please say hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Andre.
So happy to be here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being here, because you will share something later on as well. Thank you. Okay. What's the program? Now we are going to experiment with some drawing skills. Then I want to make a sort of insight exercise. And then the visual thinking journey of Andre, as you saw, he will share his journey of becoming a visual thinker and becoming maybe a partner of ours. Then I have a lot of practice examples from how to employ, from some sessions. There are very nice photographs, and you will feel the energy. Then 6 tips for staying visual while you work at home. How can you make your workplace much more comfortable, and how can you, well, tips. I'll go to the next part. And then learn to work with this digital workspace Jamboard Google, which is really fun. And I also make my drawings during a discussion. So we're 2 people at the same board, and then we are drawing together. It's all possible. It will be fun. Okay, and then the Q&A. But about Q&A, I talked about the organization Pius, and he is going to ask people to do in the chat your questions. So after each item, we will ask if there are any questions. So that's not everything is at said or asked at the last part. Okay, it all starts with daring to draw. Stop share. Here's my screen again. Are you all right? My partners at the office always say, "Don't talk too much, just do." So I will go to the next. Next. Okay. As you can see, we reuse paper because we think it's not very ecological to use them all. Okay, grab. Do you have pen, paper, or your iPad, of course? But if you can grab a thick black and a thin black. You can have a fine liner as well, of course, but I want you to make easily a thin and a thick line in black. And for the shadow part, for shadowing, you can, if you have no gray, because gray will be ultimate, of course, but you can do these little bit transparent color. Use these transparent colors for the gray part. Yes, Agatha, thank you. Well, I only see 6 people, Agatha, so that's a real coincidence. Yeah. Okay. What I'm going to ask you is
in many countries they call it highlighter.
Highlighter, yes, of course. Thank you, Piers. I'm going for the next. Let me see what the time is. Yeah, for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to draw, and I would ask you to draw what I am drawing, please. So copy me. That's the best way to learn. For knowing how to make complex drawings, we do have to know that every symbol or icon is broken down in very basic shapes. For example, a triangle and a circle. You can see it, yeah. You can make, obviously, everybody wants to have it. Let's do this one. You can make a money bag. Or do again, plus rectangle is just grab my book. So you can make a post of an envelope. The real challenge is when you want to make combined icons. So when I have an email, this is a very known icon, I think, as well. You can make this combined icon for rapid mess. Oh, not only for rapid messaging, but when you're using, let me do it like this. The 3 lines for rapid. Again. So this could be rapid messaging. I always like to start with, and I will come back to that combined icons later. I always want to start with the figures. How can I make a very simple and easy figure without too much details, like noses, ears, and so on. So I want you to draw a circle and a turnaround view on top of your page. And I'm going to make a no-go area because people tending to like that, and you shouldn't do is make these crossovers. So
Sorry.
These overlapping parts. Or what you shouldn't do is giving it too much distance, because otherwise the head will flow away. And now you can draw two very close to each other and one here, please, one separate. Yeah. The arms, that's another thing. People tending to do arms from the hips, from here. Don't do that, please. So the arms are from the shoulders here. So I make a bow line from one person to the other one. And I put here 4 stripes and 4 stripes, left and on the right. Then they have, yeah, I always use this one for partnership or friendship, of course, but they're buddies. They're talking about the same things. This one, he's not amused. He's a little bit separated. So when we are going to add eyes or a nose, no. Everything I add in a face are only three items. 2 eyes and a mouth. No nose, because it will not, it's not a moving part. No ears. Well, maybe when it's a baby, then you can do some ears. But, and the other thing I'm doing is that when you are making dots for eyes, when you are using dots for eyes, sometimes it is unaccidentally, there is an expression of itself. So when you're making the eyes, just 2 lines instead of the dots, that it will be more easy and more focused. So I grab now a thinner line, because every detail in a drawing, inside of a drawing, I give space. So when I'm drawing like this, everything is the same thickness. Well, if I am doing it like this, for example, I call this soup in Dutch. It's soup. And why? Because it's what's in here is not standing out of the rest. So the outer line is mostly done in a thick line, and all the details are mostly done in a thin line. So the thin line. I put these eyes and this mouth on the left person on the right side of the head, and on the right person on the left side on the head, because now they're looking at each other. Do you see correctly? And this one, well, this one is really not amused. I add a V-brow here, so he's not amused. Hands in the tights, and I use also a very short line just for, I need some more space here, just for the hands, which is another tip in the no-go area, but don't make it an extra elbow, please. Okay, if you have gray or if you have another color, Agatha, you can use your marker. We are going to fill the bodies with a shadow. So on the right side, I don't know, I'm doing it always at the right side, but on your old drawing, choose one side for shadow. Here, here, also in the faces. And when you use gray or one of these transparent colors, then it's easy then it's not very wrong that it hits the head, that it goes over the head. And now, if you're looking at your own drawing, and you see that by adding this gray, it will be more rich, or it will be also a little bit coming from the white page. It's more separated. Okay, then we're going to grab another color, and I'll put some more color here. And now we are going to add symbols, because with only a figure or the position, that is the way how the figure is positioned, will not help enough. I think the expression lines or explanation lines or cartoon bubbles will help for very much in the expression of the person. For here, for example, I start with two V's. I join them with a horizontal line, and then I make this balloon. So I use this symbol very, very many times for sharing the same story, having the same voice, sharing the same vision, for example. So I make a horizon, I put the sun in there, shining sun, so they are sharing the same vision. This one is a little bit upset, you can say. So, or you can add a resistance symbol between them, or you can add this cloud, and the cloud is it has a lightning to it, so he's really grumpy now. Okay, imagine that you have drawn, that you did draw this. Reuse of paper, okay. That you did draw this all in the same thickness. Which story do you think will be communicated better? And we call this a sort of visual hierarchy. We call it visual hierarchy, and also visual articulation. We tell a lot about it in visual doing. And why? Because it's okay when you can draw, it's okay, but the way how you communicate in your drawings, infographic style, is very important too. For example, two guys are speaking the same language. Two guys, that's the first thing in my sentence. It's the head topic. I make it thick black. The second line in my text or in my sentence is that they're sharing the same vision. So why don't you separate them in your drawing? So first these two guys, and then what they are saying, the visual sharing. And then we are going again to this woman. Let's not draw only guys, okay? So that's a woman. She's very angry. Why? Because she's excluded, of course. Excluded has another color, and why she's angry. So the first storyline is the introduction of the people, and the second storyline is in a different color, different visual hierarchy, but therefore you use a different color. Yeah, obviously. Okay, let's make a few more. Let me see what time, how much time I do have. So that's not much.
We crossed
Okay.
40 minutes, so we have another 1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour, okay. 1, 2, 3.
Can we also request everyone to show their drawings and what you have done till now?
Yeah,
Show
yeah,
your pages.
that would be nice. Let me put you on another. Yeah, I can see you all.
I'm taking a screenshot as well, so we have some memories.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Thank you. I will go to the next page. Wait, please. Yeah. Ah, my book, Arend. Thank you. You think I'm not going to draw myself, but I will show my book. Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Great.
Great. Yeah, I think I have 10 minutes left, and I also want to have some questions, to answer some questions for you. So now I'm going to combine the combined part. I will share my screen. Oh, next. We think that Google is your friend. And even when I'm going for, well, I had to go to the NATO, and I thought, oh, a rocket and a satellite will do fine. But no, there are so many symbols related to this subject, and it's always nice to get inspired for new symbols. I personally like the nounproject.com very much. You can see it here. And can I use the pointer? No, well, you see it here, the noun project. And why? Well, because when you're going to Google Images, there are a lot of symbols which you can be inspired for, and you can draw. Easy copy, of course, but they're already in color. And as I showed you, I think it's very important that you use your own visual hierarchy and your own which symbols you are going to combine. And the noun project offers them all in black and white, so you have to just put, you can do the basics for yourselves. So what you can do if you are looking for an icon for yourself is, for example, go to the noun project icon finder, Google Images. But when you do so, and I think you are all more experienced than I thought, so that's why I'm skipping a few things. But what we do is search on keywords. For example, my team, I need an example for my team alignment. I need, they have the same goal. Then I'm going to, as you can see here, I'm going for team, for direction and goal. Then I'm looking at the noun project. For example, with team, I'm see team. Well, I could figure that out for myself. For direction, I have this symbol, and for goal, I have this symbol. And then I'm going to combine it. I'm going to stop the sharing part. You can see me again. So when I'm drawing these McDonald's ends, for the people who don't know, I put these heads on top of the bodies. Then I combine it with the arrow. Well, the first one is yeah, and the back one is not, well, it's more a little bit just a looker. With red, of course, I make the goal. And with gray, I can put these dotted lines as it is a way or a road. And I can put the shadowing part in the team. So this could be my combined icon for the context where I'm searching for. It's so many times it happens that you're searching for an icon to use in PowerPoint, for example, but it never fits your story. And this is the way to do so. And our third book, as I presented, the Icon Library, will be about this and help you very much. Just an example. For example, yes. This is a nice basic icon we use a lot. You know, it's a magnifying glass. And it makes a magnifying glass because of this little detail. Otherwise, you would do something like this, and it would be more of a ping pong bat. Okay, but now, to say this can be focus, insights, zoom in, that sort of things. On the other hand, when I want to make a combined icon from this for a target group, for example, then I can put here two people. And how do you call this when you are going to please Pius, help me.
Target.
Yeah, a target. Well, thank you. So I have combined target. Oh, I could have imagined myself, and the light of the magnifying glass. It's so easy, but you really, again, don't try to do this. I'm exaggerating, of course, but now your story is not clear. It's okay, I can see there are puppets and there are figures, but make the storylines different in each component in your combined icon. Use visual hierarchy well. So yeah, I think I have time. Shall I do one more?
And by the time Willemien is drawing, you can put your questions for this particular section. So then I can take the questions to Willemien. But yeah, we are okay to learn one more, Willemien, from you.
Well, no, let's do some questions and maybe I can draw some then.
Okay.
So,
there is one question I am reading out to you. It says, does it happen to you too that when you draw and speak in a different language, words seem to go away from? Oh yeah, so it's a general question. Vocabulary issue.
I'm doing this. I think yes, it's hard to draw at the same time, to speak, and also to speak at a different language. Yeah, I know. Thank you for saying that.
So I can put one question, Willemien, to you. Because I see that you are not using the regular icons which we see on Google, like they are dead icons. There is no story in it, basically storyless icons. Now, because you are adding stories, will it differ from culture to culture? For example, one thing which you show, maybe this symbol which you have drawn as target, people from a different country might take it in a negative sense, or maybe some countries might take it in a positive sense. Is it also true?
Is your question that your story, without words or explaining it or without text underneath it, it can have other associations? That's your question. Well, yeah. That's always that's not. And especially we're in another culture, because in Thailand, this one where we use this for our client is king. Mm-hmm. But in Thailand they have this king which is really respected. So I was wondering for myself, can I just add a crown just like this. And then you have to check things, of course, for yourself. Yeah. And another tip is, moment. So when you have made your drawing, here, like this, you can frame, for example, well, let me add the shadow. You can frame your drawing, so then it will be more compact. And as you can see, I do not frame my drawing surrounding it, but just I make it very close to the drawing, and I just stop and go on like this. And you can add in a nice handwriting, of course. And what is a nice handwriting? It's just by using a lot of white space between each letter. Because otherwise, oh, that's a new slide. Otherwise, it would be like this. And now it's more combined or a part of the icon. So that's a tip. Do you have another question?
Someone is asking, how do we draw strength or strong?
Ah, yeah, that's a nice one. Well, we should go to Google now, of course. Yeah. Let's do that, and it would be the last thing that we are doing.
And this is also a very interesting question. I know you avoid doing two things, but I'm just putting the question. One person is asking how to correct things if while drawing we make some mistake, say in front of large audience. So how we can correct it?
Oh, I like mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, give me one moment. The noun project. Sorry. Yeah. Sure. Mistakes. Well, for example, analogly. Was that the question? When you're doing the mistakes analogly?
Yeah.
Well, you can. This is Neuland, and they have two strips of glue, and you can just put this here, and then you can make a new title or.
Ah, okay.
So, and I love mistakes because imperfection will last longer. People will remember things when they went wrong, for example. Okay, I have shared my screen. It was strength. And of course, it depends on the context. So let's say strength, that my company has to gain more strength to survive the COVID period. Mm-hmm. So now I see a lot of, well, power things. I like this one, for example. For a person, and I will let him look at his muscles. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Too small, maybe. So, and with another color, I put these explanation lines, these expression lines on it because it's a different thing. But now it's about an organization. So what we can do is make an organization, which is just a square or a rectangle, and then I give him two arms and maybe a smile, and then I'm giving him also these lines. I'm just experimenting now also with the idea. I don't know if it is drawn very well, but you know, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop share. No. Yeah. How are you all? That was a very quick experiment. Yes, that's a nice one, Arend Kuit. Oh, a boxing person. Can you share in your strength symbols, please?
Yeah. Show it on the screen, on the
Show
camera.
it on the screen. Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of people are video closed. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you very much. I like your insights of your drawings. Well, the next part in expressing yourself is you get an assignment. And the assignment is, where are my notes? Grab a piece of paper. This is a whiteboard correct book. I don't know if you know it, but I can, with my whiteboard markers, I can just, I will recorrect it. So it's very ecological as well, of course. I want you to draw a title, My Insights, and 3 light bulbs, please. And for the persons who do not know how to draw a light bulb, it's just a big bulb, of course. And here, zigzag in a thinner line. Then I put also in the thin line and turn around U, and a little M in the bottom of the bulb. Then I will give you 2 minutes to write or draw whatever you want. To share my screen again. Grab a piece of paper and draw 3 light bulbs and write within each bulb an idea of how to work visually, remotely, and work on this for 2 minutes, please. And now I'm starting the time. I will do as well. Oh, it's time. Okay. Can I see some? And Piyush, can you ask some people to help me to ask them to present their insights? Annette, Leslie, can you please unmute yourself?
You can take some names, Willemien, anyone.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Hello, my 3 ideas were to use, as you were using it, via Zoom. I'd also want to try and get a group whiteboard working. And I think there's software where we could work as a group with sticky notes.
Annette,
Yeah.
can you put your drawing a little far? No, a little far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Annette.
Annette. Another one.
You can, Vinod, you want to show your drawing? You have raised your hand. Maybe no. Raj, you want to go ahead?
Sorry, it was by mistake.
Okay.
So what I would like to
Your voice is a bit...
okay.
Now it's good. Now it's good.
Okay. So I said if you have to work, there are 3 things: work-life balance.
Sure.
Second thing is
Raj,
respect. Yeah. Second is respect others' time, and third is make use of technology. I'm not a great this one. So what I did is the work-life balance. I could not find something for respect, but then the third one is make use of technology. So these are the 3 things I made use of.
Oh, thank you. Right. Yeah, respect, it's something of the heart or something like that
Wow.
you're doing it in your country. That would be nice. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I think in the shortest period, it's very difficult to think. That's something we'll have to develop it now, looks like.
Yeah, that's true. I like your insights though. They're nice to respect each other's time. And
Thank you.
yeah, nice. Someone else? Last one?
I would like to share mine here. So just before beginning this session, I was clueless about how can I draw, but after this, just the previous exercise, William. So these are the 3 things. I initially was puzzled. Then William gave us an idea how to draw. So I was happy, excited. And third thing, I am gifted to know the skills, how to draw things. That's it for me.
Thank you, Umar. Thank you. You almost made a storyboard of it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm very happy with all your insights. So, what was I trying to do? Was the second part? The first part is of experiment and just by drawing by yourselves. This starts with individual, of course, me drawing something, but me drawing with drawing, trying to co-create or trying to get insights or trying to get input from other people is what I have done with this little insights exercise. And it was only a template. I used the template of the 3 light bulbs to ask them to fill them in. And some people have written, which is very easy because they can draw quickly, of course, the bulbs, but they can also write quickly in the bulbs. And I saw some drawings which were only drawn. So this is, I think this is what makes our job so much fun. With drawing, it opens up. It gets people on different ideas. These brains are going, no, not like this, but they are going to create new ideas and new opportunities. For example, another template. We have still time, so I want to share this also with you. Imagine that the underlying plan of this template. Oh wait, I will use black. The underlying plan was just this. 1, 2, 3. And you can also make this sort of plan in a visual metaphor, like a rocket. 1, 2, 3. Fill in, let people. So it's the light bulbs, a rocket. Oh dear, I get a message from my computer. Another, so it's not very difficult, because you first have your information components. So I want to know different insights, or I want to know the first 3 steps, or I want to know, well, whatever. And then if you have made these visible for you, you can think of a template. Okay, I will give one template for change. We use this very much also. So business change. This is the symbol. This is the symbol for organizations. It's not very architectural, it's just not very creative. Then I'm going horizontally and I deep dive, or I dive and I go horizontally again. And I'm doing it here as well. And at the end, I put through. I will make an arrow here, and for making nice arrows, for example, I see a lot of people doing it like this. No, you make 2 lines at the end. You make the 90 degrees lines. You make a dot for where you are going, and then you close it with the point. This way you get a nice arrow. And this will be a sort of change. No, how do you call it? Oh, I can combine this, of course. And the gray. I made 1 gray, and here are expression lines. So what has happened? The way the organization was taking has changed, and they have on this side they decided what they are doing. So you can make with a thin gray line, of course, a dividing line. And with a lot of sticky notes, you can ask to your attendees or all your people who are in your meeting, okay, what is going on today? What is the as is situation, and what will be the to be is a situation? What will help you for making this change or going through this change? And you can put these questions just in this. This is of course a frame. This is a box where you can put things in. This question 1. So add text. Just add text like you did in the light bulb. No problem. But the surroundings or the ID is visual. We call this the change arrow.
Willemien, can I squeeze in a quick question here?
Yes, please.
I observed 2 things, that somehow you are very intelligently changing your pens. Like sometimes you are using broad and sometimes you are using thin. This is one observation. The second is you also know exactly where to use the dark color and where to use the light color. Is there any rule, or it has only come from your experiences?
It's also experience, but it's also because I think visual hierarchy is very important. So the first question, I use a sizzle point.
Chiseled one, yeah, okay.
And the sizzle point is that you can make a thick line, and when you turn it a little bit, and you just, look, wait, this is the thick line, of course, but when you're just using that corner, then you get a very thin line.
Yeah.
So when I'm making a face, the outer circle will be thick and the inner circle will be thin.
But how did you know that eyes has to be thin and the outer has to be thick? How is that coming in your mind?
Well, that's experience, of course, and I just explained that in the beginning with the soup. You know, when I explained about soup, when everything is too much within each other, details are more like this. No, then it's not working. So, and we are also giving a lot of trainings, and then somebody there are no stupid questions, but they are asking this, and then I think, oh, I don't know why I'm doing it, and now I give this as a rule because of all these questions.
Thank
yeah.
You.
Okay. Then I want you to introduce to you Andre, because he is going to share insights and also his journey to become a visual thinker. Andre, please.
I'm putting Andre on the spotlight.
Yes.
So welcome, Andre.
Hey, hi again. Wow, Willemien, thank you so much. It's always such a pleasure to watch you drawing. It's always an inspiration. You make everything so easy. All right, so let me share my screen, and I'm gonna take you into, just a second to move this on. Okay, so I'm taking you, as Willemien was saying, in my visual thinking journey. I'm Andrei Dinulescu. I'm the founder of a company that is delivering trainings and courses related to innovation and processes improvement. Together with my partners, we use a lot of frameworks. I don't know if you are aware of them. One of them is design thinking, as you can see here in this slide. And just a little bit about my background. I used to work as a marketing person in different companies in managerial positions. And I'm saying this because in these positions, I used very much my rational part of the brain. But when I went into this kind of frameworks like design thinking, and you know, as you can see also in this slide, there are a lot of colors, a lot of sticky notes, and a lot of markers. I felt inspired that I started to draw. Although my drawings were childish, I pushed myself to draw because I saw the usefulness of this, and also the participants were encouraged to start drawing. However, I wanted to move one step further because I was not so happy with the quality of the drawings and the way I was expressing myself. So luckily one day I was in Amsterdam in a conference, and during one break I went outside and I saw on a book stand these books. I bought them immediately, the books that you presented also, and there was in one of the books this French looking guy and this statement, anyone can draw. So I was really inspired, and I said, I want to prove to myself that I can draw, and also that people around me and in the projects and in the courses that I deliver can draw. All right, so as you can see, I started practicing from these books, and then immediately put into my work. Flip charts started to look differently. Also, you can see on the right side my very first willingness to visually take notes. I don't know if it was perfect, it was quite crowded, but it was a much different approach, and everything was much easier for me afterwards to remember what was happening there. Also in my personal life, I used this, as you can see here, I'm learning Dutch, and it was so complicated for me to learn Dutch, especially the grammar, but using visuals, it was very much easy, and I moved on faster. But then I said, hey, I want to go to the next level, at a more advanced level. And I went to The Hague, and I attended most of the trainings of Bureau Brand, and I had very much the privilege. I was very lucky to meet Willemien, and also the rest of the team, Hester and the other persons there. And as you can see, after all these trainings, my all the posters and all the sticky notes started to include more and more visuals. And I was really, really happy with the result, but most importantly, the participants loved it. And as you did now, when I was doing, the participants started to copy me. And they said, hey, it's so much easier when we just watch you. You make it very easy. So I said, hey, let's move on. Let's take this to another level. So I used drawings more and more in my work. Also in other projects, not necessarily related to design thinking, but also in my personal life, I continue to use this. You see here just some examples. I continued with Dutch, as you can see, but also I'm using it now for vocabulary to learn in a very nice visual way. And then pandemic came, this crisis came, and we stopped all the offline courses and projects, and we were forced to move online and to do and deliver all our projects remotely. Luckily, I was in this period in contact with Willemien, and together we discovered so many nice tools. You'll see also today one of them. And this allowed us to continue our work in a very visual way. After almost 1 year since I started this visual journey, we realized that it was such a good match between us, and we had such great fun and results together, and we decided to move to the next level and become partners. So Bureau Brand Eastern Europe came to life, and I'm so happy that 2 weeks back we had the first session, the first drawing session in Eastern Europe. It was remote. We call this parking session, and the feedback from the participants was really overwhelming. So this is the journey. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. I'm just to come full circle. I'm the living proof that everyone can draw. And I can't wait to have now more and more people in the Eastern Europe to have the same kind of journey and include more and more visual tools in their work, but also why not at home. Thank you, Willemien, and organizers for letting me share this visual journey. If there are any questions?
That would be nice. If there are no questions.
Let me see if I see your
people are asking
if you can help me.
Have an online course. So I think, yes, Willemien has, and if you visit bureaubrand.com or Willemien's social media, you will be able to see, or maybe you can share, Willemien, something? They are asking about all online courses.
Yes, I can share, of course. Thank you, Andre.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andre. Andre, which country you are from right now?
I'm from Romania. I'm based in Bucharest, but I deliver trainings and projects around Eastern Europe.
Ah, okay. Nice.
Okay, this is our website here. Do you have the academy?
Yeah.
And in the academy, you have an agenda. And in the agenda, we have all these virtual trainings, like visual storytelling, which is an advanced one, and to make sure that your story in co-creation or just making activation templates, so you can share your story or you can activate people with your visual story. Visual communication is more of which I mentioned in the beginning, when you have a big report and when you want to capture this in just one drawing, then we are learning you to do so. And sometimes the virtual are the online trainings, and we also have the English ones, and Andre will have his ones here shown too.
This is fantastic that many trainings I see are virtual as well. So I think anyone from in the world can learn from you now.
Mm. Yes, but yeah, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. I saw another question. In the chat, because I had a chance, and it was, would you advise to look at comic books? And I was at Visual Practice in Paris last year, and I met Tanja Wil, and she advised us to make a little booklet of all, sort of all these symbols which are used in for exclamation in the comic world. So I have, it's almost filled now. No, not yet. The no and the yes and brand, or even my own logo I tried in these sort of letters. So that would be a very nice exercise for you afterwards. Good tip and good question. I'm going to present to you some examples how to employ visual thinking in day-to-day businesses. And after that, I will show you the Jamboard and all these things. So now I'm going to share my screen, but please, when there's a big question, just unmute yourself because there's time for that.
There's one question, Willemien. Rasagi is asking, do you have more tips on how you use these visual thinking in design thinking frameworks like empathy mapping or design sprints?
Yes, we have also with Andre, we have developed a very nice training for this because Andre, of course, is the visual design thinker. Can I do that afterwards? Can I would love if this person who has this question can react personally in LinkedIn. But on these trainings we offer, we have visual design thinking, and there we do all these sort of visual collaboration methods, just for the 6 steps, 5 or 6 steps from design thinking. And it's really an awesome training because we make interview templates. We do all kinds of, I'm talking too much. I think I'm talking too much, but
you're listening to you. He said yes, he will reach out to you via LinkedIn.
Ah, nice. That would be perfect. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Ah, sorry. Let's go to examples. How to employ visual thinking in your day-to-day business. So as we make visual programs, we create pictures. This is a really nice example. Here at the bottom, you see there was a lot of text, and it was the annual report from Jeugdbescherming West, their child protection organization in the Netherlands. So here is every child is safe forever or all the time. And what we have done, they had a lot of text. We have organized a facilitation where we first learned the people how to express themselves visually, and then we asked them all of a bit of the text to translate this part of the text, of the big text, into drawings. And after that, I presented an underlying plan, like a roadmap, and I first did draw. Let me draw here. I first draw just one road, but they thought on the way, and while sharing all their drawings, they thought, no, it has to have to be freeways. So that was easily adjusted on the whiteboard, of course. So that's why I really like to work on the whiteboard in these sort of sessions. And after this, we made the digital version with the bureau, and on the back, because, well, this is the government, of course, sort of governmental organization, and they really don't want to do it only with a drawing. So this is the same piece you asked in the beginning. It helps people to present their story, and more important, it helps people to present the story with their own words. They can pick out the things they think they are very important, which are very important to present. And when you really want to deep dive in it, you can have all these texts, of course. Oh, clear?
Yes.
Okay, here do you see also, and this is also printed in our book, Visual Doing. Here you see how we tried to put these components. So the road was there. This is the as-is situation, and here is the to-be situation. this was a sort of ambitious ambition, a good spot for the ambitions or for the dreams or the things they have accomplished. And here we have, of course, trends and reflecting, well, we have different areas of how you, of all the topics. This was just a project management meeting with all the head managers of for a new product launch for an for a healthcare product. And as it turned out before the sessions, is that people were irritated by what other people were doing. So what we did is interview everybody. Then we made this big, well, it's an Excel, of course, it's just an Excel drawing, but on the left you see all the different persons or the different departments, and we have let them make the steps, the 1 till 7 steps, process steps, and have the title for themselves, decide for themselves, and then they had to do all these actions. And it turned out to be a very energetic, a very helpful to each other. They are thinking in solutions instead of other things, and it was so nice. It was it helped them very much to well, to co-create and to get insights of the whole package of problems and not only their own problem. This is a vision wall for also a medical company, and as you can see in the middle, we have moments of meaning, key actors, patent opportunities, and well, so you can for yourself think is a big arrow. Also, the next steps are here, actions are there. It's not so very difficult, but the difficulty is to let people draw themselves. Not drawing myself, because I can do that, of course, but let them tell the story, because then they're much more engaged into to presenting this. And this is just for brainstorming. It's my brainstorming. We make templates, and you can see that they fill it in by hand or with sticky notes. Well, all writing. Helaas. So boost visual courage. That's a very, very important one, and I think also keep it simple and stupid. So don't make it hard for yourself. Just think of the content and how can you translate it in a visual to engage people. Are there any questions before we go to the next topic, PUS?
Yes. Reading it out. What online tools would you suggest for teaching drawing visuals? One, you already suggested the Noun project, I remember. But Svetla is asking, what online tools would you suggest to teach drawing visuals? I think you will be covering one Jamboard, right now?
Yeah, we will do that.
We'll read that.
But we have done a few Miro and Mural sessions, and it helps. But what they really enjoyed was the showing part, just making their so nothing digital, just making their drawings and showing it in the camera and discuss it in breakout rooms or that sort of thing. So that's really a big tip, because well, and I will show you on the Jamboard later how to do that.
Some people are also asking about your digital drawings. So like how you said, you collaborated on the big sheet of paper, but you also showed the graphic part of it. So maybe what kind of tools you are using to make graphic ones, the digital ones, sorry.
Yeah, on the tablet. I do have my iPad, of course, and I did draw my book at Adobe Draw, but now they're not updating this anymore, and they are now going to Fresco. So I'm now drawing at Fresco, which has vector lines which you can enlarge enormously, of course, but also pixel art brushes, and that's nice because you have nice sketchy effects for this. We also use Procreate and Sketches a lot.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so yeah, I don't think there are any more new questions. We can go ahead, and if there are any questions, I will shoot it here.
Yeah. I see I do not have a lot of time.
But I'm assuming that people won't mind extending the time as well, if you have, because we are loving it.
Oh, great. That's nice to hear. Because obviously things are for me so clear and also so easy. And it's very good to hear back that it's becoming easy for other people too. That's
I
important.
can see already the chats, they are loving it. So go ahead, Willemien, we are all in for new learnings.
Okay, we'll go. What I wanted to share with you, okay, we are now in this period where we are working at home a lot, where we don't have many ways to connect with each other, with our only via the webcam. So I have some examples. Hey, you see my comic book there as well. That's a coincidence because I grabbed it just while Andre was talking. So staying visual while working at home. So what you can do is, well, it starts of course with good pens, sticky notes. I like them very much because you can put a sticky note over your drawing, or you can let it travel in your drawing. And I like the collage. It's like a collage, different layers of paper. I like this for your way to express yourself. But you must have it at hand. So try to have it close by. Your favorite pens and your sticky glue. When you want to glue over it, or you want to this one is very nice because we did a challenge with these are my colleagues, and from drawing each other, make a personal portrait or introduce yourself. Ask people to introduce themselves. How am I feeling today with a visual project? Do I make myself with a cloud, or do I make myself very happy and arms upright? So you can, I think you can imagine who drawed who, because it's crosswise. You can see the hair, it's very nice. And I see it again. Okay, well, this one has already explained Andre, and I love what he's doing visually around his working station. But work out of the day, your aim of your weight or other things, just set up an overview wall. The little things your children have to do to improve being with each other all the time, or make a list with crazy things to do when we are going crazy. That sort of things is very nice to put visually on your wall. Well, this is my Kanban board, or to do doing and done, and the doing part I have made black. So again, I knew I did need some glue. But this is easy. This one I already showed you. A correct book or just paper to show things into the camera could be very important. I like the one without the lines, because I hate lines in my notebooks, but that's me, I don't know. And this one is the last one, yeah. Oops, share. I do make these sort of cards. I could have asked all of you, go in your room. I give you 1 minute, and yeah, Andre, you have something as well, and grab something green, grab something red, and hold it to the camera, close to the camera. And if all the screens are green at that moment, and it can be a plant, it can be our dog or a booklet, but just ask people to grab something. It's so much more nicer than the digital tool, raise hands or unmute yourself. So if someone is doing this all the time, then I really have to react. Yeah, okay. Good. Oh, 8 minutes left. Okay. Any questions till now?
I'm looking at it. I think people are pretty much convinced, and I think you are explaining it fabulously well, Willemien. I don't see any
Okay.
questions here.
Or they're overwhelmed with all this information. Okay. Share my screen again. Yeah. So, collaboration. Sorry, my English is not going worse. Platforms or tools. Well, you have Miro. It's a collaborative whiteboard platform, and you can just, I will show you ours when I will share one of the projects we have worked on. Well, it is in a way, it could be very digital. So please, I want to say to you all, try to make it less well, office-like or something. I don't know the good words, but try to make it more playful. Yeah, that's a good word. I will show you later. And Mural is already also a very nice platform. It's, they are you have to pay every month for using it. And this is Jamboard. So if you have seen the logo, then you know the logo. I'm going to stop share, and I'm going to share our Jamboards. No, sorry, I did the wrong one. Where are we? Google Chrome. Yeah, good. First, I want to share a Miro session with you. Oh, my screen is gone. Yeah. So this is how we yeah, how do you call it? Well, designed the area where there is an introduction area, because you want to let people exercise a little bit and experiment with the new tool. Here do you have your toolbar, and we gave everybody a name. What you also could do is, if you like, you can draw, if you know how they are looking, how they look, you can make also a drawing of them very easily. And as you can see, I'm using a Wacom tablet. You know these, of course. But you can also, if you really want to draw, maybe it's easier on your iPad. Then the experiment phase is over, and then we're going to the session. Wait. Yeah. My pen's not working. Yeah. And in the session, we here plus here so. Almost the same as I have told you, or have shown you before with the pictures. The underlying plan was there. We uploaded the pictures of the hand-drawn drawings of the participants. They could give feedback. We're missing this, or you want to adjust this, or no, this is not good, this is good. And when they were ready, they can put their star in the ready phase, so the facilitators know when to when they were ready. And so this was for the drawing itself, and this is for the plotting. So where shall we put the drawings? You know, oh no, this one is almost the same as this one. Okay, we can connect them. These three, we can connect them. That sort of things. So, and at the end, we asked. There was one girl who could draw amazing, but we had an evaluation. Another one is the Jamboard. You see, you can make multiple Jamboards. Oh, well, let me show you only 4 minutes. Yes, with Yuri Malishenko from Denmark, we had a discussion, and he's a really nice drawer as well. So as you can see, there are difference in pens, thickness, and colors. I like the thick one because it's very, you see, thick, and you can make this sort of background. Yeah, sorry, Siri was going on here. It was on, and you also can see that you can draw small. So this is the biggest template you can use, but you can also. I will go to another one. So with Yuri, I draw at the same time. When we are speaking on the phone, but you can imagine that when he's drawing and I'm drawing, it's happening at the same time. That's really nice. And this could be for only 2 participants. Can you give me, well, it was a very quick workshop about presentation, about my body, about my voice, and about what feelings and thoughts do you have with the presentation. Okay, so I have the dividing of 3 parts. I'm doing with the pen. I'm making these outline letters, which I like very much, and it's a very nice way here. Beside when you're, for example, doing the thicker one, and you can try them out. And the next page, you can, well, the only thing on Jamboard is that there only can be a maximum of 50 participants, and I think 20 boards. I don't know for sure. And here you have. Well, participant 1, can I have your insights again? Yeah? And then they can just put here a sticky note. Hello. Yes, opslaan. And then we can change the color if you want. Here, like this. And you can put it here. Or more text, but it's very limited in its. You cannot turn the sticky notes. It's just always this shape, but it works really well. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, no, just one other thing. I prepared one for today, and that's this one. If you want to experiment a little bit on it, then I can give you the link when you reach out to me. There are some people. Oh, that's nice. I invited some people to draw with me. So what I have done here is the things I draw at the first page. The undo is here, as you can see. But if I want to copy everything, then I made a print screen of it, and I put it again in here because it's also very simple to import all kinds of your logo or your other things. Yeah, nice. And you have also a pointer. So if I want to point out something, then I like it very much. It is made for using at a real big board in your room, Jamboard, but the virtual tool now is, I think, used more than the other one. Thank you, co-workers. Here you see all the co-workers. They are anonymous, Thank you for being here as well. I'm on page 2. That's one thing you have to say too. So, I made it at 4 o'clock. Thank you for your attention. I will stop here. I hope I didn't overwhelm you. I tried to first to give you some drawing skills, and when I saw that so many people could draw already, I just tuned it a little bit more into more visual hierarchy and in templating. And I hope the collaboration tools and of course the inspiration talk of Andre, but afterwards the collaboration tools will help you in your visual thinking journey. And I hope we are all together are going to learn and help people that drawing is as easy and it's natural as drawing, as talking and writing. Thank you.
Wow. Oh my God, I am loving it. And I think I'm one of your biggest fans. And of course, now I see Andre as well. So I know that there are many more fans like me. You can see my background here. I drew my visual resume from Willemien's book. And this is the way she has explained you can draw your own visual resume. Oh my God, this is the moment when, you know, the fan moment, when you see your guru in front of you. And that's my moment, so I'm actually enjoying it. But Willemien, thank you so much for being here and enlightening us. I also see, wow, I also see Diana Black as well. She's also here.
Yeah.
She's one of the big names in the world of visual thinking. Wow. Next time, Diana, I'm already taking your commitment to be our speaker next in the next boot camp. Thank you for being here right now. So we have 2-3 things. I don't think you would mind crossing a bit of time, but I'm sharing a Google form link here, and it will not take you more than 20 seconds to fill this form. This really helps the speaker to see how, because this is a virtual platform, you don't speak, and you know, it's kind of a one-way thing. So this form will really help us as well as an organizer and the speaker to know what right or wrong we are doing. Please take around 30 seconds to fill this form. I will wait for you, all of you, and then we will have a group picture to finish this today, the 3rd day of the boot camp. So take 30 seconds to fill this form. I am again sharing and resharing, and I'll wait for your feedbacks. I'll wait for 30 seconds and then we'll take a picture. Cool. So I think, yeah, I see many people are saying done. Okay, take 5 more seconds and then. Great. And now we have a special hand gesture for visuals at work. You already know that, and which is that visuals at work. So visuals at work, and this is our symbol. Bring your this gesture close to your camera and wait for at least 15 seconds because I have to take a screenshot. So we have everyone here. I'm taking screenshots. Wait, let me take first one. So this is, and okay, now I'm going to the next page. I have 4 pages, so please bear with me, but I'm loving this. Everyone with the same hand gestures. And one more. Okay, wow, so many cameras.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much for attending today.
Piyush, just a minute. Natasha has finished a scribe, which I can share, you know.
Of course, yeah. We always do a live scribing, people, to summarize what we have learned today, and Natasha will be showing you something.
I am showing it.
Okay, look at this. Super. This has everything which Willemien has discussed today.
Exactly.
Natasha, we want to see you as well. Where are you? Where is your camera?
You can see I overwhelmed you. So, thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you, Natasha, and thank you, Willemien. Thank you so much.
So
This
we
is
will be
amazing.
sharing, this is Natasha for you, and we will be sharing this summary with all of you on the WhatsApp group. And I also know that many of you are also doing live scribing. So please share on Instagram and Facebook. This is very important, and that's why I'm repeating again and again that always hashtag visuals at work when you are putting it on Instagram, and when you are putting it on Facebook, then tag visuals at work bootcamp. This way our social listening tool will be able to track you, and then we'll be able to share it with everyone else as well. So share it and be with us for tomorrow as well. Tomorrow we also have one guest. I should show you the I should use you this the guest. Give me 1 minute and I'll show you what we have for tomorrow. So this one.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. This is Tim from Singapore. Hi. Look forward to sharing more with you tomorrow about visual storytelling through templates and interactive tools.
Okay.
We will have Tim tomorrow from Singapore, and he will be, actually this is a very good sequence when you have learned how to draw from Willemien, and now Tim will take you to a deeper journey on how to combine all these drawings to make a big storyboard, which also Willemien told us today, but then we will be learning from the master tomorrow. Wow, great. Tim, really excited.
Thank you.
For tomorrow.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you. What an excellent session today, Willemien. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all. I'm canceling the call, and thank you for joining. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
So Piyush and Natasha, let's stay.
Thank you, Piyush.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.